And if you want to learn Wario, I mean, there's few people better in Tri-State to learn it from, but Haven very good as well in his own right. However, getting into game number 1 here on Battlefield, and Haven rocking the Transite Wario skin. You got to love it.
No, yeah, definitely. These two play Wario very differently. Let's keep that in mind. I mean, you expect Wario's to have, they have one thing in mind, and that's kind of just to build up to the WAF conversions. But, I mean, the way that these two go about their WAFs and the way that they play their play styles in general are so different. BeatyBean being the bike specialist, and Haven just being really good at pressuring his opponent, as you see it right now. 106 already tacked on within the first 30 seconds of this game. BeatyBean now fighting back, trying to tack on a bit of damage of his own.
Yeah, no, both these players... Like, this is one of the weird things about the Ditto, right? When you have the exact same options, it really comes down to not just who knows their character better, but who knows the counterplay, who knows what optimal positionings are, and then how to punish those. Because you're not looking to play optimal Wario in this matchup. You're trying to outplay optimal Wario, which leads to some very weird decisions like that down air on stage. However, that one in disadvantage, a little bit more traditional, gonna find the stock, and you see BeatyBean there trying to use the aerial turnaround that you can get in one frame of that search for bike cannon.
Oh yeah, and despite the shield going to a pebble, Haven held on for dear life and does get first blood in this game 1 as he continues on the rampage, tacking on a quick 34 of his own already to build up this lead. And good utilization right there of doing a little Papa Willie right there to just tack on a bit more damage and throw BeatyBean off of his game.
Yeah, and right now Haven has just been so good with his movement. We saw the crouches come out. We've just seen the way he's weaving in and out of BeatyBean's threat range, and really forcing him to commit, abusing Wario's airspeed a lot better so far, and starting to work in the ground game for Wario that has become so much more apparent. But all it takes is one jump catch, the back air coming out, and just like that, BeatyBean evens up the stock count, but 106% down. He has to find a way to bring this back.
Yeah, and we can always keep in mind that BeatyBean does have the WAF to work with, but Haven does as well. So, the WAF practically is non-existent as to whether or not you're going to win this game, because you got to worry about the other person as well whenever they decide to utilize it. And right now, though, BeatyBean being able to tack on a quick 56 uncontested before taking a little bit of damage on his own end. The Chomp going to send him off stage. What's the edge guard? Continuously going for the F-tilt 2 frames, but not being able to convert at all.
He's not even just looking for the 2 frame there, right? He was already on ledge when he pulled that F-tilt out. They're just looking for a ledge trap, but instead getting reversaled into a situation. BeatyBean finding the first WAF, and suddenly a lead as a result. But now the Chomp, and with Haven having the WAF still in the bag, BeatyBean is down the integral resource in this Ditto. Oh, and at kill percent, and even though Haven's the one down a stock, he's actually by far up in this game.
Yeah, and if I were Haven, I'm pretty sure he already has it planned out. There's no reason to utilize that WAF, because now he has his opponent in final stock form with a full WAF to work with. But BeatyBean, if he can apply the pressure, if he can keep Haven off of his game and just avoid Haven setting up for that WAF confirm, this could be BeatyBean's game to win.
Absolutely, and as each second ticks down, right, as these players scrap as they position, and BD can also opt to play a much more defensive game, really make Haven play more defensively, because by using that WAF first, he's going to be the only one who really has the potential for a second one, and if he can survive long enough to even find a half WAF here, that could be the difference maker as well.
Oh yeah, you already see a little bit of a glowing coming out from BeatyBean, so that half WAF is slightly present right now, but it's now literally just a question of who's going to get the conversion needed to set up for it. Right now, Haven sitting at 131% to BeatyBean's 54%. The bike being a factor, but no! Haven missing the option, and interesting up throw of the bike into the quick up smash, catching me off guard as well. I mean, I didn't expect that at all.
So, yeah, what happened there was, it was some really good drift as well as DI from BeatyBean, knowing that with how fast Wario's air drift is, that with full momentum carrying him that direct action plus DI, he can take the falling up air that's normally going to be stock, and it's going to be very difficult for Haven to get back with that WAF, to catch him with that WAF, and once the WAF is out, I mean, it's BD's game to lose. His defensive play Haven's movement early on was super strong, but once he got the lead, he started to play a little bit more aggressive, and we just saw BeatyBean in finding much strong. Finding as the game went on, he found a much better use of conditioning. His defensive gameplay improved, and we really started to see BeatyBean really abuse the holes in Haven's game plan. So now, getting into game number 2, we're not going to see any character swap as a result of that side payment that you talked about earlier. I expect we won't see... Well, never mind. I was going to say, hey, who knows if we'll see a stage switch or not, because it is the Ditto, but Haven opting to take it to Town and City, where he's a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, both these players definitely have a reason to be comfortable on this stage, as their survivability is going to be built up by a lot, honestly. I mean, they're going to be able to live it out for a while if they're not being killed off the sides. Right now, BeatyBean getting the upper edge, getting a quick 67 on Haven, and continuing on this damage output as Haven finally responding back with a quick 60 of his own, and then some.
Oh, I love that bite attempt by BeatyBean. It didn't come out, but if he found it with those platforms going away, it would have been the stock, and that down air not going to find it either, but with the kill spark, BeatyBean is the one with the resources, managing to catch Haven off the bike, allowing BD to come back, but Haven, even with the weak hit, too far away to find his way, losing the stock, and now such a scary situation if you're him to lose a stock that quickly. You have to deal with BeatyBean with all the resources, the same waft timer. What can you make happen here, Gabe?
Well, right now it seems like Haven just has to find his footing, because BeatyBean is catching every single option so far that Haven is throwing out, even off stage. I mean, just reaching out and just going the distance with him. You saw the down air attempt from BeatyBean, but being stuffed out with the up B. This is still BeatyBean holding on for dear life, as he already has Haven at kill percent.
Yeah, no, really good stuff here, and even managing to find the back air into getting to eat multiple parts of the bike, so recouping some percent, taking a couple seconds off his waft timer. That could come in handy as this game code comes along. But at 124, right, BeatyBean is becoming very close. Both these players close to their waft, but BeatyBean close to having Haven on last stock. Where Haven may have, it may be the inverse situation of last game, where Haven may have to be the one to use
oh my god, he
them.
had the setup. I felt like the setup was perfectly aligned for Haven to just steal the stock and steal the lead, but no, hanging on to it and not utilizing it, forcing BeatyBean at the corner, but no, good get up attack right there to get away from him.
And that corner, as you were talking about that setup, right? The exact position on the platform is what made it just really not work out for Haven, but he still able to find the F tilt, bringing that all the way back. Back dealt over 100 unanswered and the stock, and now, right, you are in theory at least a narrow way, but he found it but wasn't able to find the conversion. And BeatyBean so good at mixing up the DI and the SDI, trying to go underneath Town and City, bringing it around the world, and now he has his opening. And Haven trying to make something happen. Both these players trying to find that landing there, trying to find the conversion into that falling up air, which converts into waft, but neither one able to find it. Both the same win condition, they both know it. Very scary to approach in this situation.
They both want one thing, and it's disgusting, both literally and figuratively speaking, as both of them are just trying to find that explosion of the waft to just end this game, potentially end the set if you're BeatyBean, but Haven not gonna... trying to show signs of life, not trying to let that happen. They just need that one big hit. One conversion. The chop is going to come in favor of Haven right now as he gasses BeatyBean off stage. But good. Oh my god, no.
I was about to say, I think we're going to see somebody look for just a raw waft lead here, right? It's so nerve-wracking in this position. Haven was the one who pulls the trigger, looking to make something happen. And BeatyBean at 130, though he still has the waft, it's not going to matter because Haven catches it with an up B trade. Doesn't find the clean hit, but it's not going to matter. Taking the game number 2, evening it up, and we're getting into a game 3 in the Ditto. Who do you have taking the set, Gabe?
Well, I gotta show a little bit of bias to my boy Haven. I do believe that he is the better Wario player. He is the better player in general, just because he is part of my crew that is the Syndicate. But BeatyBean, I would not be surprised if he's able to take it. This is exactly what BeatyBean asked for. He wanted to do the Wario Ditto, even if it means giving a bit of money to Haven and forcing him to do so. But, hey, you got what you asked for. I would love to see BeatyBean win just because of plot. Just for plot purposes, However, it would be hilarious to see him lose twice, both with giving away the money to Haven and also just losing the set in the process.
But it's also really interesting, right? That despite him losing the game number 2 here on Haven and counter pick, he takes him right back to it, feeling like not just good in the Wario matchup, but his place he's equally comfortable. However, maybe backfiring him early, taking 60% unanswered, but answering right back with his own very strong combo and stage control. Oh, this matchup is just so incredibly explosive, and not just because it's the Ditto.
No, yeah, you definitely want to play to your strengths with your respective characters. So whatever you see Wario do to the other, you're going to expect the other one to respond back with just similar, if not the same exact movesets. And right now, it's a pretty even game. BeatyBean definitely playing his cards right, as he has the favorable position right now in terms of percentages. Also has Haven off stage. Can this be the stock, though? Chases with the down air, but not going to get the multi-hits of it.
Yeah, he found the final hit, and it was enough to reset that ledge situation, but Haven not able to react fast enough, giving BeatyBean a second chance on life. That was the second time that situation just happened again in the corner. And Haven is starting to second-guess these ledge traps, second-guess these edge guards just a little bit. He's not really willing to commit, and he's giving BeatyBean so many extra openings to just reset those situations, to find these advantage states, that it might not matter if you're the better player, because you're the one playing nerf.
Ooh. Well,
not mattering.
First blood of this Game 3 top 8 qualifier is going to go in favor of Haven right now, as they both sit at, we're almost reaching 2 minutes, and that's the first stock being taken. So Waft is going to be a clear factor for both these players, as the smack
smart.
Pulling off a Will Smith right there.
He threw the bike up there. They're saying, okay, either you have to stay in, and then you're standing right next to me, and you're very scared. You get hit by bike, or you roll. And once he saw how Haven reacted to the first bike, he did it again, found the second one, and just was able to find the tech chase with an F tilt. But now finding the stock, bringing it right back to even. Both these players with Waft online. I'm looking to make anything happen. BeatyBean again looking for a tech chase, and I just love how he's looking for these non-true conversions, finding a stock. There, though, you just see the classic conversion into the Waft, and suddenly it's BeatyBean with an explosive.
Oh my god, that could have been the Waft pull trigger from Haven's end, but opting to save it. I do believe that I think that Haven believes that he doesn't need to use it for this second stock.
I agree he's not looking to use it for the second stock because BeatyBean's already at kill percent, but that was actually a rising up there, not a falling one, so it wasn't a true combo there. I understand as well why he chose not to pull that trigger. Or now Haven trying to make use of the bike, but both these players just look really abusing both an ultimate. However, it's Haven who finally pulls the trigger on a dash attack just like that. He is the one with the stock, and now still with Waft, but you just saw that flash come out from BeatyBean. He's got a half Waft of his own.
Yeah, I mean, both these players are in no position to be comfortable. But, however, Haven has the upper edge in terms of just having the full Waft as he goes for it, gets the stock, gets the set, and gets a very, he definitely caught BeatyBean off guard. He caught everybody off guard, but just saving that Waft because he was so confident in his abilities to just secure that final stock really set the pace.
I will say immense respect for BeatyBean there. You see him not only lean over, chat a little bit about the set, but laugh it off afterwards. He knew what he was getting, and when he paid the price of admission and that little bit extra. Really good stuff as well from Haven. And they're recognizing the situation, recognizing that it wasn't necessarily a true confirm, but that he had the conditioning in place to make that jump and find that stock, knew what BD was going to go for. Very good wafts all around from both players.
Yeah.
Haven definitely, pulled the trigger on a couple more raw ones, and even though it backfired a couple times, it ultimately was the deciding factor in that game 3, and that's what matters. Also, did you see who was walking past camera looking like they were coming over to the stream setup for the next game? Because that looked like the King of New York himself.
That is the King of New York indeed, going up against Malarson, the up-and-coming player in Jersey, who is always right there. Like, when you think about players who could be in the PR, if it were like maybe 20 players that can be ranked, you would definitely put Malarson up there a few times. Maybe top 25 players. For sure, Malarson is up there, but hey, what better way to really prove what you're all about